Hello, hello. Welcome to
Hi,
Marketing Matters. How are you, Yolanda?
fine and you, Erin.
Good, good. I'm Erin Sanchez from candidlyerin.com,
And I'm Yolanda from Y Social Marketing.
and you can join us right here. We drop a video every single Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific. And this week, we're going to talk about email welcome series.
And we
And
got
I,
notes.
yes, we've got notes. I've got my notes here because last time I was all over the place. So do you want to start with what you have and we'll just go from there?
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with why you need a welcome series, a email welcome series. So you want to have a welcome series so that you can build a relationship with your subscribers and also that so you can keep the momentum going. So say, for example, you captured a subscriber by offering them something, so like a freebie. You don't want to just give them the freebie and then not show up in the inbox again. So it's just to keep that momentum going. Keep showing up in the inbox saying, "Hi, I exist, remember me," and
Mm-hmm.
then hopefully give them something more.
Because that actually, really quick anecdote, that actually happened to me with someone where I got a freebie from him and then he never followed up with a welcome series. And then he dropped in my inbox months later and I literally was like, who is this? And then I didn't care anymore because I felt like it was inconsistent. So super important.
Yeah, and then also the worst, though, and it's happened to me a number of times, and I think it's happened to everyone, is where you visit a website, you love the blog, for example, or you love the content, and then you subscribe, and there's a promise, right? There's like
Yeah.
subscribe and you will get X, and then you subscribe and X does not arrive.
Yeah.
I mean, that is shocking, but it does happen.
Yes. And the best way to just deliver that is to have an automatic response email with that freebie followed up by a welcome series, which really quickly, like the like down and dirty definition is just to have a series of a few emails that happens over a few days or a week or however you want to
Yeah.
space those out.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that now, about the timing. Like, when should
Yeah.
you, how many should you have in a welcome series? How many emails? Now, most copywriters tend to say like 5 should be the max,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's that's the whole thing about the rule of 7, which means that you should have at least 7 interactions with your subscribers or your audience in order for them to remember you. So I lean more towards the 7. Erin, what do you think? At least 7 interactions?
I mean, yeah, I think that's great. I was lazy when I set mine up and I need to revisit mine. So I'm glad you say that because I think mine are like an initial welcome email and then 3 follow-up emails. But then for me, because I do have a newsletter as
Yeah,
well, then they start getting the newsletter. So they're still getting a continuation. But if you're not sure, because like when you're starting out, a lot of the time you're not going to have a very regular newsletter or email, then it's probably better to do something longer so that you give them that time to build that know, like, and trust
yeah,
factor.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have newsletters, so we don't really
Yeah.
need 7 emails in a
Yeah.
welcome series. But if you don't have a newsletter, aim
Yeah.
for at least 7.
Yeah.
I just feel like 5 is a little short, especially if you're not going to show up, right, every week or every month in
Yeah.
a newsletter.
For
Yeah.
sure. Yep. And they don't have to be long. We're not talking big blog posts, right?
No.
So I don't want to jump ahead because you have your list in front of you, but we're going to provide some of those writing tips too. So,
Yeah.
but I don't want to skip over anything. So you let me know if
Yeah.
I'm jumping ahead.
No, no.
Okay.
So let's go right into the writing tips, because I
Yeah.
think what people are wondering now is, what do we actually write about in this welcome series?
Yep. Yeah. And obviously it's going to depend so much on like what you have, like what your blog is offering or what your email, what are they expecting, right? But basically, I think for me anyway, and you can, yours might be a little different, but I try to theme my welcome series around whatever it is they opted into. So I told you I have a content idea generator. So then my welcome series is going to be about how to create great content. So it's going to be related. And that's how one of mine is set up, for example.
Yeah. But I also think it's important. I think you do it too, Erin. I know that my very first email in the welcome series is an introduction.
Yes.
And I think you do the same thing. So it's very important that that very first email is I wouldn't say in depth, but a proper introduction. Like, hi, I am Yolanda. This is what I do. This is how I can help you. And then also invite them to connect with you, to reply to the email, to introduce themselves, to talk about their pressure points, their challenges. There's that opportunity, right, to get to know your subscriber better. So you use that in that very first email.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. No, I was just going to say, when I do that, and it's been a while since I've looked at mine, it's on my to-do list, but I think I also give them 1 or 2 social channels to get to know me more, because then they're going to have more touch points, more interactions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So important, because it's an opportunity, right? Remember, because an email is, you in someone's inbox, you got their undivided attention when they actually click open your email. It's like a one-on-one, it's like a conversation. So use that to tell them, this is where you're going to find me online. If you live on Instagram, make sure that you say, I'm on Instagram or on Facebook, and then, invite them to connect.
And do you include a picture of yourself? Because I was thinking,
I do. Yeah, I do.
It's such a good idea to have the face to put.
And I recently updated mine, and I think that's an important point as well. And you're busy revisiting yours as well. Your welcome series. So if you in that same position like Erin, where you want to revisit your welcome series, go and get your latest photo, or like one of the most, and just change your photo up. You don't want to be posting a pic from
when my hair was like this short. Yes.
Just keep it as up to date as possible.
Yeah, I agree. And so you had some other writing tips, but I'll squeeze one of mine in now, because I think it kind of fits with, once you've given that initial email and you've introduced yourself, what I like to do is I always like to end, just like I do in this video a lot of the time, I say, last time we talked about, and next time we're going to talk about. And I love to do that with my welcome series, because it just reinforces the idea that this is a series. It reminds them too, I'm going to be popping in your inbox again, so they don't get mad like that you're emailing them so much. So I kind of remind them, like, this is a series, you're going to see another one tomorrow. We're going to talk about this. And it just sets expectations. And I'm all about setting expectations.
That is a great tip. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And always be providing value. It doesn't matter if it's just a short little 2-sentence something, but it must be providing value, your email. There's nothing more frustrating than, like, there's nothing to the email. Why are you sending me an email? There's nothing. It's almost like you should have some sort of call to action in it, for example, like, here's my tip, and here's where you can get more information, for example. So maybe use that opportunity to link to a blog post or a video or something, or a helpful resource. Just always be super helpful in every single email.
And and I will say everywhere. I feel like a call to action is so often thought of as a sales thing. You should have a call to action in every social post, every email. And it can be a question. What do you guys think? Share with me your, whatever, because you're always wanting to end where people aren't like, well, what was the point? It's like a nice bow on it and an opportunity to engage further.
Yeah. I mean, and I know you read my newsletter, so I tend to do that. Even if I just end the newsletter by saying, what's the weather like in your side of the world, right?
Exactly. What are you up to this weekend?
Yeah. What are you drinking? Or what are you dreaming about? Or what are you going to watch this weekend, for example? Because to me, it's a conversation. It really is. It's one-on-one. Like, tell me, how's your day? What are you up to? What can I help you with?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. It's a conversation.
That's actually a great writing tip that I don't think we have in our notes. Write to one person.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't say, hey, you guys. Say, I see that sometimes, right? It's like, say, hello, Yolanda, or hello, friend, or, if you're just getting started and you don't want to figure out how to do name fields and all that, but still write to one person.
And yes, I agree with you. And make sure that if you are using name fields, that you've selected the correct one.
Yeah.
First name would be
Right.
great,
Yes.
rather than last name. So
Yeah.
just make sure that you've selected the first one. I mean, look, when we all start out, we all make
Yeah.
silly little mistakes.
Yeah.
But these are tips that we're sharing from experience. So
Yes.
just make sure that the name field says first name.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, but definitely don't leave it too broad, like hey, and then no name,
Yeah.
or that's just, yeah.
And it's a great place to start injecting that unique voice, because I get different ones where even if I don't see who the sender is, I know that this one, and it's not my style at all, but it's great. You know, she always says, "Hey, beautiful," or this person says, "Hello, friend." You know, there's always like it can be
Yeah.
something that you use to say, "This is how I am. This is my voice. This is my brand."
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if that's how you are and people know you like that, so say, for example, your Instagram audience knows that you talk to people like it, like, hey, lovely, or hey, friend, to everyone, then yeah, you can get away with it. But if you
Yep.
don't,
Yeah.
you really should try and include that name field in
Yes.
there.
For sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, the other tip was as well, write conversationally. So write
Yes.
like you are having a conversation, not too
Yep.
formal. Actually not formal at all, right? Like you
No.
would to, right? Like you're talking to a friend, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then, yeah, do you want to speak about this a little bit, Erin? Repurpose your content. It's an opportunity to repurpose your content on your welcome series.
So, well, this could go in so many ways. So, are you thinking about like when you have your list of blog posts, for example,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
yeah.
Or
So,
yeah, or you just link people, just show people, direct them to read your blog posts, or just,
yeah. And
yeah,
that is exactly what I do. Like if I say touch on a topic and I give a unique spin that is exclusive to the email list, nobody else is getting quite that. But if they want to go deeper on it, then I point them to a blog post. Something else you could do just to take the repurposing thing farther is like if you have a really great blog post that you wrote years ago, you know, break it up into sections and just make that, you know, hey, tomorrow we're going to talk about this, you know, and it's the
yeah,
next section of your blog post. If you are just getting started and you're crunched for time, I'm a big fan of repurposing content because
yeah.
our subscribers, our audience, they don't see every single thing we create. So it's just another opportunity to make use
Yeah.
of all the hard work we've already done.
Exactly. And the point we're making here is to show you that a welcome series doesn't have to take long to create. I
Yeah.
mean, you can create a welcome series, all 7 of those emails, for example, 5 or 7, in like an hour or 2, if you just go back to your content, your most
Yep.
useful, your most popular content, and just repurpose it in your welcome series.
Yeah, because you said one of your
Yeah,
most, yeah, so
my
your
most
most popular.
opened, the email in my sequence that is most opened is one where I say to people, here are my most popular blog posts from the past year, 2019, 2018, 2019. And people go and they click on those links.
And the beauty of that is then they get to know it's more touch points, it's more interactions. Every
Yeah,
time they go read a blog post, they're getting to know you and what you have to offer a little bit more. It's genius. I love that.
it's a very, yeah, because remember, a lot of people who visit your website are not necessarily, didn't necessarily get there to read your blog.
No.
They might have got there via tweet that you sent saying, like we've sent one saying,
Yeah.
download our 15 plus proven ways to grow your email list. So that's all they want.
Yeah.
They're going to your website to just subscribe so they can get your freebie. They're not there to read your blog.
Right.
So this is why you should use your welcome series as an opportunity to say to people, hey, I do blog, if you have a blog, and
Yeah.
these are my top blogs that I think you will find helpful. And
Yep.
just drive traffic again, once again, to your website. Right?
Yeah. And if you don't have a blog, make one because you need one. We've talked about that before.
I think that might be our next topic. You need
Yeah.
a blog. Yeah, I
Yes.
think why you need a blog.
Yep.
That's going to be our next one.
Yeah. So important.
And then our last point, is there anything else that we want to mention there?
I don't
Erin?
think
think
so.
our last point is, and this is a biggie that a lot of people don't realize, is start selling in your welcome series. In other words, people, if they've joined your list because you've given them a freebie, make sure that there is a soft sell, at least a soft sell in your sequence. Because if you're just going to give them a freebie and then another freebie and then another freebie and another freebie, you have what you're doing is you kind of is the word programming, but there's an expectation, right, that people are just going to get freebies from you moving forward. And then when you do 3 months down the line or 4 months down the line want to sell a product or a service, you're going to struggle to sell, because people aren't expecting that from you. All they're expecting from you is more valuable free content. Not good.
And I think even like it helps to train ourselves too, because we don't want to do a whole, like, then we go, well, at what point should I start selling to people? Work it in from the beginning and just get over
right
that.
from the beginning. And people don't really, because we hear so much about how important it is to be generous with our knowledge, which is so true. You really do. You have to have this abundance mindset where you're generous and you share your knowledge, because it does help to attract people. And it's good to be that way. But you also need to make money. You're also running a business. This isn't a hobby. So you need to start selling as soon as possible.
And so if people don't have, something, a product, like if they're just getting started, a soft sell could just be something as simple as, if you're maybe this, exactly. Reach out to talk about services, how I can help you do whatever. It can be that soft, but get people warmed up to that. All right, sorry, we froze. Zoom doesn't like us today, but we were pretty much wrapped up, but we wanted to say our official goodbye. So thank you for watching. Next week, we're going to talk about why you need a blog, why blogging is so important for your business. And that's it, but we had to do the wrap up. So I'm Erin. You can find me at candidlyerin.com.
And I'm Yolanda of Wise Social Marketing. Thank you so much for watching us.
And check out Marketing Matters, # Marketing Matters on all the social channels, and we'll see you next Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific. Bye.
Bye.